Hello everybody and welcome to Mezzetti Gymnasium here at Warwick Valley High School. Today we are bringing you coverage of a very high-stakes basketball game between the Warwick Wildcats and Pine Bush Bushmen. Division title is on the line tonight. I'm joined by Ryan Candia. Candyman, what are your thoughts?
Theodore, thanks for that great intro. We saw a great game last week when we covered senior night. Tonight's game, the Division II AA Championship is on the line. If Pine Bush wins, they can tie with our Lady Wildcats. If Warwick wins, they're outright champions of AA Division II and they get ready for their playoff run.
Yeah, this is a very experienced Warwick team, very seasoned, also very hungry and driven. So we will hope that this team can close it out. Mr. Candia, what will the Cats need to do if that's going to happen?
Well, we saw how gritty and defensive this team is. They need to play fast. They did last time we saw them. Megan Salvaggio and Desiree and Paige Girardi were defensive prowesses. The pressure, the fast tempo led to turnovers. So that's one thing they need to do. That being said, they also need to make their perimeter shots. I think if they can work a nice inside-out game with Sarah Davis and then her dishing out to the perimeter, and Megan Salvaggio, Desiree, and Paige can knock down some shots, they'll be fine. Third and final thought, there's a great freshman on this Pine Bush team, and her name is Keturah Ruddy. She's very athletic. I heard they need to contain her in order to be successful to win this game.
We will certainly be following that very closely throughout the night. Who's the star player for the Cats?
Well, Megan Desiree and Paige Girardi are great players, but I think tonight is going to be Paige Girardi's night, number 5. She's the player to watch. She already committed to Quinnipiac. She's a junior. She's a great player. She's got basketball in her blood, and look for her to be outstanding tonight.
We have certainly seen some great performances from her over the past years, and this could help cement that and continue to further her legacy at this school. We'll be right back with coverage of the game courtside. Stay tuned.
Did you know that thanks to organizations like the World Wildlife Fund, the giant panda is no longer on the endangered species list? The WWF is one of the world's largest independent conservation organizations with over 5 million supporters and a global network active in over 100 countries, whose mission is to conserve nature and reduce the most pressing threats to diversity on Earth. Around the world, the WWF focuses its efforts towards 7 major goals related to forests, oceans, wildlife, food, climate, and energy. I recommend everyone goes onto their website, www.worldwildlifefund.org, and read all about the different animals they are trying to protect. And you might even find yourself adopting one.
Hello everybody and welcome to Mezzetti Gymnasium, where we are set to bring you coverage of this girls basketball game, varsity between the Warwick Wildcats and Pine Bush Bushmen. I'm Theodore Fernandez, I'm joined by Mr. Candia, and this should be a fun one. What are your initial thoughts about this game, Mr. Candia?
Well, Theodore, I'm very excited to do tonight's game. We got the pleasure to do senior night last week. The Pine Bush women come in here at 13-6. We are 15-2. There's a lot at stake for this game. Warwick Wildcats, if they win, are AA Division II champs. Sole possession of that. If they lose, they will still be champs, but they will hold that championship with the Pine Bush women's basketball team. So you see on the monitor right there, Warwick coaching staff, the pump up their team. Megan Salvaggio just got announced as starting guard, and this is the last regular home season game for the Wildcats. And then after today, they'll play maybe a few more games. They get ready for their playoff run.
Yeah, this is a huge one. This is a huge tune-up game. Getting to play a big opponent like this. The last game we called against Middletown didn't end up being that competitive, and this is a much more formidable opponent, and this should be a very competitive game. So I'm excited as Sirico finishes announcing the starting 5.
Well, it's funny you talk about the competition because they were looking to play a team called Kittatinny. but Kittatinny canceled on them. They lost their playoff game and their season ended, so that didn't work out to get a more competitive game. There's also Warwick Youth Basketball Night here, where kids who play fundamental basketball get to do some halftime contests with some of their coaches and parents involved in the Warwick Youth Basketball League.
Yeah, and that's such a huge part of this program, because if you look at this team, they've been competitive for the past 15 plus years, and it's all because they have these young athletes like wanting to play on this team. Like, it's something they look forward to.
Well, my kids play youth basketball. It's a great program, so they might enjoy the festivities tonight at halftime.
Yeah, it should be great. Well, let's get back to the present, where we are bringing in the starting five. We've got junior guard Megan Desiree, number 4. Joining her in the backcourt is another junior, Paige Girardi, number 5, our star player of the game, as we brought up in the pregame. Senior Megan Salvaggio, number 3. And then up front you have number 11, senior Lindsay Evans, and Sarah Davis, number 32, another senior.
Yeah, and last week I was really impressed with Paige Girardi. She scored about 12 points in the span of 2 or 3 minutes.
The tip has been won by Pine Bush, and they were not able to come away with the basket, and Girardi takes it the other way for the Cats. Passing it around. Here's Salvaggio. It's Desiree. Desiree looks like she's trying to facilitate and give off to Girardi. Look at this ball movement. We saw it all game last game, and we're seeing it early tonight. Girardi right to the hole, and she scores.
Desiree going with her left hand, slashing right, finishing right, 2-0 Cats.
See what Pine Bush can get going here offensively. Megan Desiree giving some solid pressure early on.
You see the ball being whipped across court here. Pine Bush trying to get some ball movement on their own.
Looked like there might have been some contact on the shot. No call. Girardi takes it away. Right. Here is Lindsay Evans. Going to try a corner 3, and she gets the fall.
Lindsay Evans, big 3-point shot there. Hopefully she can keep that up all night.
Quick 5-0 start for the Cats. Just over a minute into things here in this opening quarter. That pass nearly stolen away. Instead, Pine Bush comes away with it.
They're going back to that fast-paced pressure defense.
That was a 3 that is airballed by number 24, Nate Burley.
Way off. Girardi ends up with the ball. Coast to coast with the left, cannot get it to fall.
Now the Bushman taking it the other way. Or Bushwoman, as I should probably say. Some solid ball movement, and that probably could have been a take there. Instead,
this Cats defense is so impressive. They just keep coming at you. Big block there. Sarah Davis vetoed it.
And that was a beautiful transition pass to Megan Desiree. Passing it out. Here's Girardi. Beautiful kick to Salvaggio. You just see all the passes, and that almost was another 2 points.
Slash by Girardi. Kicks out Salvaggio. Can't finish, but the ball will stay in the Wildcat possession.
Salvaggio set to inbound. She provides great value for this team as a passer.
I was very impressed with her defense. Sarah Davis going to the left, just couldn't make it.
All right, here comes Pine Bush. This is Letitia Watson.
Yes,
the ball.
Letitia Watson.
Gave it off to Stokes. And Desiree got a hand on that. Stokes
great athleticism by Desiree. Oh, I like that feed. I thought they should have called a travel there to let it get away with it, but the Cats get the ball back anyway.
This has just been such a relentless start from this team defensively, and they've came away with so many turnovers early on here.
Playing fast, a lot of pressure. That's their style. So if they can't make shots, the defense keeps the Cats in the game.
And Lindsay Evans right there. That's
love the move, just couldn't finish.
A great defensive play made there by Pine Bush.
Number 4, Stokes with a drive there.
Evans with another chance in the paint, and she gets that one to fall.
And Evans gets the retribution for the early missed opportunity. 4:47 left here in the first quarter. Cats up 7-0.
Lindsay Evans with a quick 5 points to catapult this team's offense. This really looks identical to the performance that this team put out last week against Middletown.
I loved how Lindsay Evans bounced back from the missed opportunity, shakes it off, goes right back and converts the left-handed layup. You see Michelle Bouffard there. She's the girls' coach for Pine Bush. They're 13-6. practicing a little urgency to her team. I know one of her players, Amaya Cigar, is out. She had a roster of 9, now it's a roster of 8. So they don't have a lot of bench depth, and that could come into play, especially with the tenacious pressure and defense, which the Wildcats are always putting forth in their efforts.
Yeah, that's interesting to examine because a lot of teams like to say, or some coaches rather like to say, you know, I'm only going to carry 7, 8 guys on my roster because I only want to play the guys I know I can fully trust. Or you'll have teams that, you know, roll out a deeper lineup saying, you know, it's good to get everyone some minutes and make sure that none of your players are tired, and also gives you a good backup plan in case the player's struggling. And the Cats absolutely have that.
You know, I like team depth. Ideally, if I'm a coach on the varsity level, I want 10 to 12 guys. That's me, though. You know, everybody's different. It's nice to have a backup in each position if necessary.
Yeah, but just looking at the record, Pine Bush has not needed that depth early on, but
good point there, Theodore.
It's been a good season for them. Here's Ruddy. She was highlighted as a big concern for Coach O'Brien and the Cats. You know,
yeah, and in discussions with Coach O'Brien, he said they got to contain Katura Ruddy. Checking in the game for the Cats is number 2, Kira Larney.
Now we got some full court press. You like to see the pressure from Pine Bush.
You know, Theodore, there's a division championship on the line. You're down 7-0. You got to go to the press. You know, you got to make the Wildcats earn a little bit.
Yeah, you know, we've seen this Cats team just run teams out of the gym, and you know, you could have a game over within 5 minutes sometimes when you play this team.
Yeah, if you're the visiting Pine Bush team, you do not want that to happen.
Here's Stokes. She's been active early.
Great feed from Stokes. Katira Ruddy on the finish and 1.
That was a beautiful feed and great finish over a Cat defender.
And if Ruddy converts this, it's only a 4-point game.
Yeah.
Basketball's a very streaky game. It's a game of runs.
It absolutely is, and you see that any game you watch at any level. You know, college, pros, this even a rec basketball game, you'll see runs like that.
Good rebound there by Sarah Davis after the Ruddy miss.
We are now halfway through the first quarter. 4 minutes to play, and the Cats lead 7-2. Davis going to try to can't get the ball.
Great rebound by Ruddy. She's athletic. She's only a freshman too.
Here's Stokes. She has been the main ball handler for this Pine Bush team.
Yeah, she runs a decent point guard. I'm impressed. Calm, cool, and collected up there. Big steal. Desiree
takes it all the way and 1.
Coast to coast, Megan Desiree. She does it all. Defense, fast breaks. Let's see if she can convert this 3-point play.
We have a substitution for the Cats.
Michaela Germain comes in, I believe, to give Paige Girardi a breather.
Cats lead by 8 points. It's been a perfect start so far, just 5.5 or 4.5 rather into it. And now we got a nice trap set up in the corner, forced a bad pass, and the Pine Bush lead.
Ruddy ever so close to breaking that press.
Yeah. Sarah Davis nearly turned it over instead.
Yeah, it was a little sloppy there for a split second.
That's right, open 3, and that's a little too strong. Ruddy gets another board.
Ruddy is really all over the place for this Pine Bush team.
Here's Stokes, setting up the offense for her team. Stokes and Ruddy passing back and forth. Now there's a corner 3 opportunity, and that is going to be Leticia Watson, who drains the 3-pointer. It's a 5-point, down to a 5-point lead.
And I think Coach Jim O'Brien is going to get a lot of substitutions and get fresh legs into this game.
And that full court press forces a turnover.
Sarah Davis just couldn't handle that pass to the sidelines. We got a lot of substitutions coming in. We got Lindsay Evans, tag coming in the game. So I think we're going with size here. The taller players for Warwick are going in to match the size of Pine Bush. Pine Bush is a pretty big team here. I think we're quicker. I think they're bigger.
That I've loved what I've seen from that Pine Bush press early on. Both teams play a very aggressive style of defense, and it leads to some fun basketball. So we should be in for a good one, if the first quarter has been any indicator. Here's Stokes. Stokes in a drive. That was a good-looking drive.
No foul call, jump ball, tag with the effort there. It will be Wildcat ball. Pine Bush playing with a little urgency here. I kind of like it. They're not going to give up anything to the Cats.
Desiree was able to successfully get it past half court. This time, Girardi takes a contested three. That one looked good for a minute, but
great save by Evans.
Evans, unfortunately, was out of bounds before he could get.
I thought they might call a foul on that Paige Girardi three-point attempt, but they let it go. I don't think it was a foul, but we almost got the sell there right after the shot was released.
Now it's going to be the Cats that are pressing here. Stokes is able to outmaneuver the pressure and threw a perfect pass.
Great pass. Just couldn't be handled by Kiana Cawthon of the Bushmen. She's also a 9th grader.
Yeah, it's a very young team, and if I'm a Pine Bush student, coach, fan, whatever, I'm happy about what this team could potentially do in the future, even if this may not necessarily be the year they break through. Now here's Girardi, gets it, drives, and lays it in with one hand.
How did she make that shot? I thought she got fouled, off balance, goes to the right hand. Pretty impressive, good effort there by Girardi.
Now it's a quick answer, or we have a reach-in foul, a blocking foul rather. It's going to stay on this end, and we have some Cat substitution. It's Davis and Salvaggio checking back into the game for Tag and Larney.
I like the rotation of players that Jim O'Brien is doing right now. Fresh legs, keep them going. They can continue that full court press and that fast tempo that he really wants to keep up all game.
And with this very thin Pine Bush roster, that should become a very big factor late in the game.
Exactly. Oh, good idea there. Just 31 couldn't handle it.
Cawthon has had a little bit of trouble handling passes early on. We'll see if she can start to turn things around. You got to have a reliable big man in a game like this.
I thought Davis was going to pop there. A lot of ball movement.
Desiree, open three. She's starting to walk away like she had it in. I thought it looked good.
A little deep. We didn't have the best angle here on the monitor either.
Yeah. Okay. Here's Lottie. That's going to be an open three, and she's hit one earlier today.
She rushed the shot, I think. She felt the defender coming over to block it.
Yeah, might have been a good spot to pump fake there. But, she has proven she can hit the shot, so she will continue to get defensive attention as Desiree missing the three there.
Desiree trying to heat up just a little off the mark from three. Great athleticism, just cannot convert there for Stokes.
This is a very athletic Pine Bush team. We've clearly seen it in everything that they've done so far. They've got Stokes and Ruddy who are proving their ability at driving to the basket. This depends how long they can stay in the game. I think that will be the deciding factor.
Me too. I think the depth of the Warwick bench will probably win out. How is Girardi even making these attempts? Off balance to the left.
Yeah, she's been getting any look she has wanted so far in this first quarter. That will do it for quarter number one. Cats up by 7.
20% of all high school students use a vape. This means you may know someone who vapes. Vaping at a young age slows down your brain development and increases your risk of addiction later on in life. A recent study done by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention showed that 2/3 of people aged 15 to 25 did not know Juul contains nicotine. Vaping affects all ages, and it's never too late to quit. The biggest side effects when vaping include mouth and throat irritation, coughing, chest pain, vomiting, and nausea. Vaping isn't something we should ignore. The more the kids start to vape, the more these big brand vape companies will take control of their life. Help a friend, a loved one, or even yourself out by visiting truthinitiative.org. They are America's largest nonprofit public health organization dedicated to a future where tobacco and nicotine addiction are things of the past.
We have some stats from Mr. Candia, so take it away with some first quarter statistics.
Very up-tempo, fast-paced first quarter. Desiree and Lindsay Evans have 5 points each, and Paige Girardi has 2 for the total of 12 points for the Cats in quarter one.
Let's get back into the action here. Stokes is going to kick it off right where she left off with facilitating this offense. And that was another 3-point attempt by Watson.
She's got a good-looking shot, Watson. I like it. Good release.
Yeah, and even she's, I believe, 1 for 3 on the game now. Even if she isn't able to hit them consistently, you can tell that she has the ability to and will, at the very least, be contested and, it can help the spacing.
Girardi slashing left, going right. Good finish. 4 points for Paige.
It's now a 10-point lead for the Cats.
Jump step, ball stripped out. Good defense by the Cats. Oh, I think they called a foul, actually.
Yeah, it looked like the Cat defender got hand instead of ball. So
I think it was on Sarah Davis. I thought he said 32.
Yeah, I think that's what the call was. It'll be an inbound underneath. Ruddy will pass the ball in for Pine Bush.
Some security in the background there. Tom and Coach Sirico.
Here's Stokes. Stokes passes it to Watson. Now they give to Burley. And that pass could not be handled by Stokes. We've seen a bunch of passes go off the hands of Pine Bush players.
Just kind of rifled then. Just couldn't be handled.
Now Desiree takes it up. We've seen Pine Bush abandon the full court press early in this quarter.
Well, they got to be careful this game doesn't get out of hand because it's a 10-point lead right now, and the Cats are coming out ferociously here in the second quarter, just before that turnover.
All right, here's Stokes. She's going to pop it herself. That one was a little off.
Good idea, though.
You can tell these players can hit the shots, but you got to wonder, maybe there's some better looks out there if you can create some drives.
Girardi's having success penetrating. Lindsay Evans, good stop and pop by her. She's got 7 points now.
And that makes it a 12-point Wildcat lead. We are still just a minute and a half into the second quarter.
Salvaggio almost with the steal there.
Yeah, she almost came away with it, and it's going to end up being a three-pointer for Nate Burley.
Nate entering the game on the scoring end.
One of the few seniors on this team, actually the only senior on this team.
Big three from her.
Salvaggio was fouled there, and someone's going to inbound it for the Cats underneath.
See Salvaggio looking back to Coach O'Brien for instructions to see the play they're going to call. The basic play you learn as a kid is the stack play, but I think this is going to be a little more complex than that. Turned over.
Maybe should have ran the stack there.
Yes, it might have worked.
There's Watson in the corner, looking for someone to pass it to. Now Stokes, or passing around. Another shot for Burley.
Just a little deep. Oh, good follow.
Watson on the putback. Back
Impressive.
into single figures. Digits, rather.
Leticia trying to wheel the Pine Bushmen back into the game.
Here's Evans, going to give to Salvaggio. Sarah Davis now going to feed it inside to Evans. Couldn't be handled cleanly, but Desiree has a chance now, and she's fouled.
Lindsay only had 2 defenders behind her and 1 overcommitted. I thought maybe she was going to take it to the hole there, but she found Desiree who draws the foul.
So that was a very solid recent run for Pine Bush. They've gotten it down to 7 points. If you can potentially get some misses at the line by Desiree here, which is a big ask with the way she is able to shoot it from the line.
There you see Tags going to give Davis a breather.
But if you can have some misses, you can get it back down to a 2-possession game here, which would be huge because it feels like at times Warwick has absolutely just completely outplayed this Pine Bush team.
So Desiree drops the first of 2 attempts. Let's see if she can close this out and hit her second shot as well.
Gets the fall.
Good job, Megan.
Back up to 9 for the Cats. 5 minutes to go in this second quarter. And it looks like
they called a double dribble? Travel?
Yes, it was a turnover though, so Warwick will get the ball. Didn't get the exact call on that one.
It was off the monitor, then I tried to look at the actual court. I missed it, but hey, yeah, we got the ball.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
As Salvaggio blocked, great defensive effort by Ruddy there.
Vetoed by Ruddy.
All right, here's Stokes. Passing it back and forth with Watson. Watson pops a 3 too strong. Girardi secures the board and takes it the other way for the Cats.
And she's going to slow it down here because it's getting a little sloppy. They do want to play a fast tempo, but you're up by 9 points. You should run a set offense. Oh, I like this.
Girardi was fouled.
Ruddy. A lot of fouls being committed by Pine Bush. I think that sooner or later they're going to be over the limit.
Yeah, I'd certainly think so. Monitor has that. Scoreboard has that as the 4th foul in Pine Bush, I believe, maybe 3rd. We'll see. I'm sure
They definitely have at least 3. I mean,
yeah. Seems like there have been a lot of calls this quarter. Now Evans in the corner, going to give to Tag.
Jess, you got to do something. You can't stand.
Here's Desiree.
Look the ball, Jess.
Work continues to pass around.
good
Now
look by
Desiree
Tag to
with the drive.
Desiree. Oh, great ball movement. She just couldn't finish on the right-handed layup.
All right, Stokes taking it up for her team. Give to Burley. Back to Stokes. Stokes left open, she shoots, and that one was a little off. Way off
Steph
the mark.
Curry range for her, pretty deep. I mean, Jim O'Brien just substituting the entire world. Davis comes back in. Kara Larney's coming back in. Keeping the legs fresh, Put the pressure on a roster that only has 8 student athletes on it.
Upcoming talent for the Lady Wildcats, all of our young Wildcat players.
Refs took some time to talk something over there. I believe there was a dispute over who had possession of the ball, but it is Wildcat ball.
It's hard to hear what's going on over the Coach Rico PA announcement, pumping up youth night and the halftime festivities for these young future Wildcats.
And now the refs are going to head over to the scorers table.
Well, we have a minute here.
I think there was a little discrepancy with the possession arrow.
I feel like we should get VIP access over the scores table. I feel like it's more important on fans.
It's the perks of being the talent of Warwick Valley Television.
Middle school principal.
I feel like the energy is high tonight at the gym. It's a closer game. It's youth night. Both teams can play at a fast tempo.
It's been a fun one so far, even if the score hasn't necessarily reflected that. You can tell that this Pine Bush team is a very good basketball team. That 3 off the mark.
Nice
Desiree
attempt by
gets the board.
Jermaine. Desiree rebound. There you go.
Davis back out to Jermaine, to Girardi rather. She's going to try that. No good.
High arcing shot by Girardi, but it fell to the right.
Now Watson. Back to Stokes. Watson with Girardi guarding her. We have not seen her be aggressive with the basketball, and she's
It's going to
mainly
be a backcourt violation. And the Wildcats get the ball back. Megan Salvaggi on the defensive specials will check back in. And Paige Girardi will get a breather. Paige Girardi, Desiree, and Salvaggi exert a lot of energy out there. I'm sure they could play the entire time, but coach is being wise. Give them some breathers when he can.
Yeah.
Great post move, Davis. Loved it! 32, looking like Shaq back in the day.
Warwick back up by 11 points now. And Salvaggio with the steal.
That's what she does.
She just straight up outran the defender and took it right from her. Turns it over there though. Here's Ruddy. She's been very well contained by the Cats this the past couple minutes here.
Such athleticism by Ruddy. A lot of upside to her in the future.
Now Stokes. Going to be guarded by Salvaggio. Watson passed it back to Stokes.
Stokes
Shot
got
clock running well.
very relaxed demeanor by Stokes. She's going to shoot this. No.
Good pass and shot clock violation.
Yeah, it's definitely a shot clock violation. They didn't hit the rim before the allotted time. And I think they're just going to play it out because Warwick rebounded anyway.
Now here's Desiree. Gives that to Jermaine, back to Sarah Davis, who pops a 3, gets it to fall.
Davis feeling it. 5 points in the last 30 seconds for her.
Nothing but net on that one there.
Gotta love
Beautiful
number
shot.
32. Great kid.
Stokes pass to Watson was a little overthrown. Watson recovers it though.
Oh,
Now
good
it's
cut.
a beautiful backdoor cut. And that's going to be Amanda Watkins who gets it to fall.
Big finish there by number 5. I was impressed by that.
That was a beautiful pass thrown by, I believe, number 24 Burley for Pine Bush.
Kira Larney with some hard dribbles there.
Davis going to continue to be aggressive with it, a little too strong on
I
that
like
one.
how she went to the left there, a little out of control, but right fundamentals there.
Look at Ruddy.
Yeah.
Just dribbling right into 3 work defenders, and just, she kind
And
of
it
lost
looks like the
control of herself
freshman,
there.
number 14, Couture Ruddy's getting a little frustrated. She just feels like she's taking on the Wildcats by herself at times. And the Wildcats are up here by 12 points. 1:44 left in the first half.
All right, so we got a timeout here. What adjustment are you making if you're Michelle Buffard here?
I think Michelle Buffard has got to calm down Ruddy, because Ruddy just looked a little upset in that last play. And I would tell number 4, Stokes, to play with a little more urgency. Looks a little too relaxed. I mean, Ruddy's a great athlete. And I would get Watson a little more involved, because their shot looks pretty good. It's just barely off. Try to set up Watson. So the 3 players I want to really take the helm for me. If I'm Coach Buffard, are Watson, Ruddy, you know, those 2 and the other one I mentioned. But
You may notice the theme
it's a good
tonight in
matchup. They're
90s
just going to
music
run out of players.
in
Their
honor
roster
of
doesn't have as much
Warwick
depth as
football
Warwick
Hall
does.
of Famer Eric Blanton.
That's what I'm just trying to tell them, you know.
Give it up for
You can't have Ruddy explode. She's too athletic. She's too important to the team. I know she's young, and she's learning the ropes as she goes. And I'm very impressed with her play, but you can't lose your demeanor there.
I think it is pretty clear, like, just having watched this Warwick team, that you're not going to outshoot them. Like, if you're going to beat them, you're going to have to be able to beat them. Like, you're not just going to get lucky and, you know, make threes. So I feel like there's going to have to be some more, you know, attacking done by these Pine Bush guards, as Davis misses the hook shot.
Davis going to left again. Warwick's just more gritty. They're hard working. They're like that every year. You're not going to outwork a Wildcats team. It's just not going to happen. So you're either going to beat them with talent and grit, or just straight up talent.
Watson couldn't get that 3 to fall.
She's got to keep popping, though. She's got the best looking shot out of this Pine Bush squad, in my opinion.
All right, here's Girardi. Gives to Davis. Davis has been very active in this first half as we now enter the final minute before halftime. Desiree gets a screen and drives.
Great drive.
foul.
Draws the foul. That's a shooting foul, I believe.
Waiting on the exact call, but I believe you will be right. And no, you will not.
I'm
so
wrong.
Baggio's going to inbound it.
Incorrect.
Baggio gives it to Evans. Now Desiree. Pump fake, dribble, and go right to the hole for the easy layup.
I love Girardi's basketball IQ there. Thought about the 3 head fake, relax. Basketball, you got to control your motion. You can't just go full ball all the time. It's speed and control. Good job by Paige there.
Yeah, and all the fakes, the ball handling, all
Loved
that
it.
just gets
Loved it. It's
creates
pretty.
space. Thought she was going to dump it out to Desiree there. The defender did too, and that's what really created that opportunity.
Yes, it did.
So Baggio has it with the Cats now. They've gotten it back down to their side of the court. Going to let some time run off. There's no shot clock here.
14 seconds left in the half.
Desiree now going to start the offense. It's inside to Evans. Evans nearly lost it, and she does lose it. Now Ruddy with 5 seconds, or Burley rather. Now she's going to give to Stokes. Stokes got to heave something up and doesn't get it off in time.
I think the Pine Bush ladies are getting a little tired. We come to the end of the first half, and what's our score?
It is 25-11. The Cats are on top. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the second half of action here at Youth Night.
At this time, we'd like to...
According to the website for St. Jude's, 4 out of 5 children will lose their fight with cancer. Now, as you can tell, it's a pretty grim statistic. Unfortunately, with the advancement of modern medicine, the survival rate has risen up 60%, with it originally being 20% and now being 80%. At St. Jude's, they believe in giving every child the best chance of a cure. Also, they are collaborating with the World Health Organization and global partners who will hopefully be able to cure at least 60% of children with the most common cancers worldwide by 2030. They're fully committed to advancing fundamental research, transforming clinical care, and cultivating global impact. You can make a difference today to help the kids by going to www.stjude.org and making a donation, be it how much you want, and if you want to be a one-time donator or monthly.
Welcome back to Warwick Valley High School, where we are bringing you coverage of what I'm officially going to declare has been a blowout first half for the Warwick Wildcats. They lead Pine Bush 25-11, and we've really seen some of their star players step up. I'm joined by Mr. Candia, who's stepped up for the Cats in this first half.
Megan Desiree with 7 points. Paige Girardi's got 6 points. Lindsay Evans got caught fire a little bit with 7 points, and Sarah Davis playing aggressive as well. And it's a great youth night here. We just had, California, City of Compton blasting. We're in the Wild Wild Wick, and hopefully this game, the up-tempo pace will continue, and we'll see a lot of competitive impulses from the Cats. Errant shot right there.
At least we've seen some kind of sense of urgency here on this first possession for Pine Bush. They looked really relaxed, as you brought up, in that first half.
Maybe that was some of the halftime adjustment speeches that Coach Broussard was making to them.
Girardi can't finish on that layup there.
Went to her left there, a little off balance, but she converts those shots many times.
For Stokes.
Show faster, Paige.
Stokes going to settle things down a little, gives to Watson. Watson going to pass to Ruddy. Now Watson going to pop a three.
Watson's shots look better in the first half to me as compared to that one.
Yeah. Now she is
little deep on that one.
It's so interesting how the game of basketball, like how a game can just get out of hand so fast. Because just over, a couple minutes ago, like late into the first half, we were looking at this and like, okay, Pine Bush has a chance.
Paige Girardi going strong. Who's there to clean up the missed shot? Lindsay Evans. She's got 9 points.
Yeah, now with that Evans putback, it's now a 16-point game, and I'm struggling to see any way Pine Bush can even get a foothold back into this game. They're going to need, I think, Ruddy to create something huge, which we do know she's capable of.
And she's running the point here right now.
Stokes, nice feed inside to Watson.
Great back door. Watson with a nice finish.
27-13 the score now. It's a 14-point Wildcat lead. 2 minutes in the third quarter. Desiree going to drive and kick. Evans thought about shooting it. Sending it to Girardi, who does shoot it. Can't get that ball. Evans is there for the board, though. Great ball movement. Everyone is, no one's standing still. That's always a huge fixture of the game of basketball. Desiree nearly went out of bounds with that. Gives it to Girardi.
Good save on the part.
Girardi
going
turns
left.
around. Oh, block.
Draws the foul.
Foul, okay. Thought for a second that was clean, but she will head to the line. Desiree caught the ball, nearly fell out of bounds with it, but was able to get it out way in time. And then that was a great move we saw by Girardi in the post. Faked one way, went the other, and is heading to the line because of it.
I feel like the Lady Cats are driving to the lane, and they can almost finish, but they kick it out to three a lot. That's kind of a trend in the game in the last 5 to 10 years, right? At all levels?
Yeah, that is, but I will say that I kind of do like the way Warwick plays it because, it just really helps to tire out the defense. With the way that they substitute, it, because a lot of these shots that they're passing up inside aren't amazing looks. As Desiree misses both free throws. They aren't amazing looks, but yeah, you'd like to take them.
As Girardi was off on both those shots. Stokes rebounds it, but then coughs it up out of bounds, and Warwick possession stays under the basket here.
Let's see what they choose to do here. Salvaggio gets it off to Davis. There's Desiree inside to Davis. That pass nearly stolen. She kicks it out. Salvaggio three, too strong.
A little deep. Stokes on the rebound will push the ball up court.
Stokes looks like she could go all the way. She does, but
coast to coast, good idea. Just could not finish. Now the Cats come back down the other way.
Salvaggio now kicks it out. Three-pointer. Evans. Looks like she might have gotten bumped after the shot. No call. And Pine Bush takes it the other way.
And the last two possessions by both teams are a little fast, but also a little sloppy.
Yeah, if you're Warwick, there's no reason to rush anything. You've got all the momentum in the world. You've got a big lead. I'd say just relax and let the offense flow.
Great athleticism by Stokes there. 27-15 now.
As we've hit the 3-minute mark, we have 5 minutes to play in this quarter. Davis inside, turns around, gets the ball.
Great finish, fakes to the center, finishes with her right. Timeout, Jim O'Brien. I like the timeout there because the play's getting a little sloppy. I like when Davis plays the traditional center position, number 32 there. Very impressed by that. That game is kind of disappearing from the basketball landscape, in my opinion.
And what makes this offense so special, I think, is the fact that so everyone really goes into the post at times. Like really, with the exception of like someone like Salvaggio, you have most of your players, like most of the players have done something in the post, whether it's Evans, Girardi, Davis, as we just mentioned.
Yeah, Lindsay Evans has size as well. Jessie Tagg does not get the as many offensive opportunities, but she's tall too. She could probably work in the post as well.
It's a very fun form of positionless basketball, I'd say.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Warwick leads it 29-15, nearly has Pine Bush doubled up here with just over 4.5 minutes to play in this third period here.
Stokes will bring the ball up court as usual.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the way that Pine Bush plays basketball, but you got to think that maybe get some more drives going. That Stokes makes me eat my words there. She brings it through.
9-point game, big three by Stokes.
Here's Larney. We'll pass it out to Desiree. Girardi on the bench for this stretch here. Desiree gonna drive.
I like that drive.
Contested
Just
shot,
couldn't
tough
finish.
ball. Larney secures the board. Davis gonna pop a three. Good luck. A little off.
Didn't know if she was completely set and square to the basket. You could tell that shot was going left off the release.
Here's Stokes. Guarded by Salvaggio loosely. Now Ruddy got double teamed. Bad pass, and Salvaggio forces a tie-up.
Jump ball, who's got possession?
I believe that will be Warwick basketball. Yes, it will. Megan Salvaggio forcing another turnover. You gotta wonder what the total for her career is. I'd imagine it's astronomical.
I love her grit and defensive tenacity. This is the second game we've seen them, and it's been consistent with her in both those contests.
Here's Tag. Gives to Desiree. Desiree gonna drive, turns around, and lays it up and in. Beautiful.
Good looking drive, great finish. No answer from Leticia Watson on defense there.
So it is a 13-point Warwick lead. Let's see if Stokes can answer. He's going to continue to slow things down. Going to give it to Watson. Watson to Burley. Continued ball movement, and Ruddy forced one inside, missed, but got the board and laid it at the man.
Ruddy determined there. This is the first attempt. The ball falls back in her hands, then she can finish on the second.
Now Desiree going to take the ball up. Going to look to find someone. Gives to Girardi. Girardi going to drive. Gets past Burley. Beautiful shot.
It reminded me of Jordan versus the Lakers in the 91 finals when he goes up right, comes back under, goes left. Beautiful by Girardi.
Yeah, she just had her beat by half a step, and that was all she needed.
I like how she can use both hands.
Watson airballs on the other end, and Ruddy got the ball back there. Now Stokes thought she was going to take a step back three for a second. Instead, gives to Watson, who rims out.
Coach O'Brien getting frustrated here because he thinks the Warwick defense is not recovering off these missed shots.
Burley misses another three there. Pine Bush nearly came away with yet another opportunity, but finally the Cats are going to take it the other way.
They're not giving up. I'll give them credit.
Yeah, it's a 13-point game. They're still, I feel like it's a win just to still be in the game in some form. We have 2 minutes left in the quarter, so 10 in the game. It's doable. It's not going to be easy, but it is doable as Girardi misses that three.
Stokes coast to coast looking to draw the foul, but Girardi had the good defense.
Yeah, it looks like Girardi just played it straight up, and there did not look to be much contact there. There might have been some contact, but I like that the refs are letting the players just play.
I know Warwick wants to maintain a fast tempo, but they got to slow down and reorganize a little bit here.
Marnie drains the three. It's back up to 16 points.
Number 2 drains a three.
I believe that matches Warwick's biggest lead of the night.
That's got to give some confidence to Kira Larney, who's a big role player on this team.
Here's Watson, guarded by Larney. Gives it out to Stokes. Inside, Jessie Tagg made the stop. Could not secure the board though. And Ruddy will be heading to the line. I feel like this Pine Bush offense is looking a little predictable at this point. Like, I feel like it's the same kind of flow, and it's really allowed this Warwick team to anticipate what's going to happen with the basketball.
And I think they've had some good looks. The percentages are just not as high as Warwick on converting shots. This whole foul was set up by Kiana Cawthon underneath number 31, missing her shot, and then they got a rebound attempt. And they got a second chance here, but I thought Kiana Cawthon could have converted there. So now we'll see Nate Burley at the line.
Yeah, looks like I was wrong on the call earlier. She drains her first free throw. Cuts it to 15. We've got just under 50 seconds to go in this third quarter. I'm sure Coach O'Brien's got to be pretty disappointed at his players' effort on the boards.
I liked Kira Larney's look on her face with that box out committal. Committing to box out. Fundamental basketball goes a long way at this level.
Absolutely. Now there's an open look for Larney. Can she hit another one? She can't. Too strong.
Megan Desiree keeping the ball in the Warwick side of the court. Cuddy with an errant. Oh, what
Beautiful
a pass.
That was a beautiful pass from Ruddy to, I believe that was Burley. And
Looks like Dan Marino threading the needle back in the day.
yeah, Burley just did not know what to do with it once she got that.
Yeah.
That's been a problem for this Pine Bush team all night.
Wow, that was a big bomb attempt.
Stokes, beautiful drive, can't finish though.
Cawthon answering the bell.
Good things happen when you drive the basketball, and I think this Pine Bush team really should start to realize that. Desiree going to pop a three. That was off, and now Pine Bush is going to heave up a prayer, I believe. Stokes had to shoot it. She forgot about the clock.
No basket. It was after the clock expired, and that brings us to the end of quarter three.
Warwick leads it 36-24. We'll be right back with the fourth and final quarter of action.
Getting a license and having a car are great privileges, but with that comes major responsibility. In New York State alone, slightly more than 30% of fatal car crashes are alcohol-related. Think about how many people are left injured, grieving, or attending someone's funeral from this tragic occurrence. Although there are harsher penalties for drunk driving now, this doesn't mean it hasn't been a severe ongoing issue in the U.S. You don't always hear about drunk driving accidents because there are too many each year and too many lives lost. On holidays or after parties, the risk of drunk driving is higher, but it is something that continues all year round no matter the time, place, or day. Next time you drink, especially in a public area, make sure you have someone sober with you or someone sober you can call just in case you aren't able to drive. For more information, visit mad.org. Don't be the reason someone gets hurt. Protect yourself and protect others. Let's put an end to drunk driving.
All right, welcome back to what has been a very low-scoring affair here at Warwick Valley High School. The Cats lead Pine Bush 36-24 with 8 minutes to play. I'm joined by Ron Candia again. What are your takeaways so far?
Well, I think the Cats have been playing consistently, tenacious defense. They're trying to get good looks. They are driving to the basket and then kicking out for open threes. And they have a 12-point lead here right now. It's a good tune-up for the playoffs. It looks like if they can maintain this lead, they'll have sole possession of the Class AA Division II championship. And they're playing a very formidable foe here in Pine Bush.
Watson is going to attempt a mid-range jumper. No good. Girardi secures the board, and she's going to take it down the court for the Cats. Nice pass to Davis. Now Desiree dumps off to Davis, who's going to try a three. A little
short.
too short.
Salvaggio there for the rebound, though.
Now Desiree pump fakes all the way, a little too strong on the reverse layup.
It's one of the hardest things to do in basketball when you attack the basket strong. Just slow down those last two steps and kiss the ball off the backboard so it drops down into the rim.
Now Burley. Defensive effort made by Desiree there. Almost came away with the steal. Burley guarded by Evans. Active hands there. And her pass was tipped. Looks like we have a foul called on Pine Bush. Warwick's going to take it down the court. Kira Larney's going to check into the game.
The foul was on Kiana Cawthon. I believe they said blue 31. Substitution just all over the place for this depth that Jim O'Brien has all over his team.
Having these basically just 10 guys who can just always check into the game at any time, and they're interchangeable parts. That's the analogy.
You just stole that from me. That's what I was thinking in my head. Interchangeable parts. Great analogy.
Here's Salvaggio, shot clock running down. That was Evans who was fouled, I believe.
By Watson.
Yes. Non-shooting, so they'll inbound.
It's funny, man. I thought that might have been a shooting foul.
Yeah, I did too. Ref deliberated on the call there.
Yes, he did.
Warwick fans appear to be having a good time at this game.
Yeah, it's youth night. There's a lot of energy. We had that nice relay at halftime.
And Paige Girardi drains a 3.
Good looking shot there by Paige Girardi. I believe that gets her total to 9 on the night.
Yeah, and she does not need to score a ton of points. I believe she has to be above 9, right? But nonetheless, she doesn't need to be scoring a ton of points to have a huge impact on the game.
Well, there's a lot of equal distribution, because going in, actually, you're probably right. Those totals are before the third quarter, so she's over the 10-point mark.
Yeah, but still, it's not like she's producing like 40% of this offense or anything. She's having
you got
a balanced role.
There's a lot of balance. Most of the offense tonight is run through Lindsay Evans, Megan Desiree, and Paige Girardi.
I always like to think of, a good team as a team that, like, if you were to completely remove their star player, would they still be winning games? And I think the answer for this Warwick team, regardless of who you consider their star player to be, is yes.
That's called the 1994 Chicago Bulls when Jordan played baseball for a year. And they still were a pretty good team. And the Knicks barely beat them in the playoffs.
That had to be such a refreshing moment as a Knicks fan.
Yes, it was. I can tell you.
And then Jordan came back and torched them for another 3 years.
Yes. In '95, though, he did get beat by the Orlando Magic with Shaq and Penny Hardaway.
That was interesting. I remember seeing that in The Last Dance. Davis takes a 3. That one off the mark. Desiree gets the ball back for the Cats, though.
Timeout, Jim O'Brien. Good timeout. Even though the Cats have a 15-point lead here, I don't feel like they're playing as efficient and as well in this fourth quarter. A lot of missed shots. A little sloppy, look a little tired, but that can happen sometimes when you're up by over 10 points. It's your last home season game. But I just think it was a great timeout to regroup here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, this is you never know what can happen in the playoffs. You're going to be playing some incredible teams, especially with this team having very high aspirations. And, any moment of weakness can just be, like, a good team will seize any moment of weakness and use it to their advantage.
That's true. And I think that with this game scheduled against Kittatinny that got canceled twice, they were looking for an opponent, maybe a higher caliber opponent that would prepare them well for the playoffs. Now, I was just asking one of the assistant coaches, Coach Unger, when the playoff is going to be. She said they should have the home court advantage game. They should be home in round 1. And it probably won't be until early March. So if you think about the schedule, we go on winter break. You're going to have to practice a lot. So you have a long layoff, about 10 days until you play your first round of the playoffs in the Section 9 tournament. You got to keep your kids motivated somehow. One year, Coach O'Brien had a great team, a lot of athletes, and he asked myself and other coaches that played pickup and were in pretty good shape to play against them. It was a lot of fun.
How'd it go for you guys?
I think we beat them, but it was a sloppy running gun game. I think we just had size and more athleticism. Definitely over 10 years ago. It was a lot of fun.
Should get that squad back together. That would be a fun game to watch.
We're older now. Yeah, and I got Achilles tendonitis. It's got to heal. It stinks getting old sometimes. We need youth and slashing like that by number 4, Megan Desiree.
I was looking for the perfect lead in there with youth. You beat me to it. Warwick up by 17 points now with just over 4.5 to play in the game. Contested shot by Ruddy. That does not fall. Now Stokes gonna drive. We've seen some athletic drives lately. That was a beautiful finish there.
Up and under scoop shot by Stokes.
I was calling for it a little in the first half. I feel like they should have been driving earlier, and I feel like they could be in the game potentially if they had. Now Desiree. Looks like she had Larney in the paint open. Did not make the pass. Girardi now going to try and set something up. Instead, she pops a deep three. It's not good.
Thought about popping for a while then and finally released.
Stokes going to continue to drive another 2 points.
Stokes is heating up. Not quite on fire, but heating up a little bit. 30-second timeout?
Yeah, I believe so. I actually missed the team. Who called this one?
Warwick.
Warwick did.
Warwick Wildcat, 30-second timeout, a little regroup. Stokes is heating up. You don't want to get on fire.
You know, what other team would call this many timeouts in the fourth quarter of a game that you're winning by double figures? It's great to see the small and minute changes that this coaching staff makes, and you see the effect that they have on this team.
When you want your team to play at a high level and make a playoff run, and you're a varsity coach, you can't take anybody lightly. I never coached varsity basketball, but I did coach varsity track, and I remember we had a dominant team, and one year we thought we went to a opposing dual meet, and we'd roll over the team, and we're losing going to the last relay. And I remember calling over the 4 girls in the 4x4, urging them to run with some tenacity and urgency and be like, guys, let's not destroy this season because we miscalculated this meet. So sometimes maybe that pops in the head of some of these coaches who are winning by a lot. How do you motivate your kids further when you're up by 13 points?
There's Girardi. Got a nice pass from Evans. Could not finish on 3. Davis comes away with the board, though. Gives out to Savaggio. Nice ball movement by the Cats. Evans throws a pass to Savaggio. They just continue to move the ball around.
They're just whipping around the perimeter here.
Always a step ahead of Pine Bush. I feel like they could have gotten a better shot on that possession with the way they're whipping it. But nonetheless, you know, Desiree's a pretty high percentage shooter. Can't get that through to fall, though. We've officially reached the 3-minute mark, so just 3 minutes to play in this game. Warwick leads 41-28, 13 points. They cut to 11 on that ruddy way up there. Or was that Coffin out there?
That was Coffin. Number 31 is Coffin, yeah. Big conversion by her right there. I don't get how left foot, left hand, off balance, looking amazing athleticism there by Paige Girardi.
Stokes.
Oh man, that would have been a big bucket if she could have got that to fall. But Stokes go to the line shooting 2. Coach O'Brien keep yelling, recover, recover, recover. He wants to make sure his defense gets back from these fast break transitions.
We have seen some very athletic drives from Stokes in the past couple of minutes. Ultimately, it's probably too little, too late, but you got to at least have some hope if you're Pine Bush in the sense that you didn't, like Warwick did not run you out of the gym. I believe the last game was a 10-point game. You know, this is a Warwick team that beats their team opponents by an average of over 20 points a night, so.
And Jason Stokes is at the line, a sophomore. So she's got 2 more years here in Pine Bush country as she converts her first of 2 free throws.
Yeah, no, Watson's a freshman. She's a sophomore. We saw Ruddy is a freshman. Cawthon's a freshman. Just really most of these impact players on Pine Bush are young and will be around for the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, looking at the roster, Pine Bush has got 3 freshmen, 3 sophomores, as the second free throw is converted as well. Now they go into the full court press.
Also, Maya Segar is a sophomore who she is not playing tonight.
Exactly.
Should be back next year, though. Now Savaggio going to attack the lane, and nice looking floater did not.
They broke the press very well. That floater just didn't fall.
Stokes pump fake.
Great pass.
Thought she was going to try a step back.
No basket. They called the foul on the floor, which I agree with.
Yeah.
If we did call that a shooting foul, it's a 9-point game. She converts. It's only an 8-point game. So momentum swings happen quickly here in the game of basketball.
I always feel like, I want to get mad at the ref. Like, come on, let the end one count. But that was the right call, though. Watson to pop a quick 3. That would probably should have gone for a better look there. Warwick hangs on to an 11-point lead. We're officially under 2 minutes to go. I think we can declare this game over. Unless we can have a miraculous run from Pine Bush.
I feel like the gym's getting really loud right now.
Yeah, we've got a lot of young behind us.
Yes, we do. I like this pressure by Pine Bush. I think this should start done earlier. Big three by Paige Girardi right there. That's going to lead to Pine Bush coach Buffard calling a timeout.
Warwick leads it 46-32 now. You got to get the scoring total of Girardi after the game. She has probably eclipsed 20 points by now, I'd imagine.
That three was big for the Cats. It swings momentum back their way, and it puts more urgency on the Pine Bush varsity girls here. 1:32 left. They're down by 14 points. It's like every time they make a run, they try to get the lead by 10 points. Warwick has an answer with a three, or Warwick gets a steal, and the grit and tenacity wins out, and they convert a bucket somehow.
Yeah, and that's what good teams do. You know, there was never a moment in this game where it felt like it was in doubt. And there was a moment where you're like, okay, maybe Pine Bush can make a run, but Warwick always was able to reassert their dominance, and that made a difference.
I totally agree with you, Theodore. And as you can see on the screen here, good coaches never stop working, never stop coaching, going to the board. Always something you can work on, always something to improve on. You always want to get better.
So we have 1 minute, 32 seconds to play here.
A lot of happy campers here. By the bleachers there, the guy with the vest is Coach John Kelly, who coached JV here years ago. His daughter, Regan Kelly's on the team.
You know, there is a clear sense of community in this Warwick girls basketball program. I'm sure Regan Kelly was someone who was, saw these girls playing from the time she was young. Probably sparked a love of basketball. So I'm speculating here. But
Warwick's a great athletic community overall. I'm a parent now in the community, and my kids play in Little League, and everybody gets along, and they have the parade and everything. It's a good, wholesome slice of America.
That pass was thrown right to Larney through it back, I guess. All right. Yeah. Sloppy play on both sides.
I mean, you have a minute left here. You're just going to, hold possession of the ball, make them foul you, don't make any mistakes, and there you go. You'll see Coffin will commit the foul on Sarah Davis. And I think number 11, Lindsay Evans, will check back in the game here for Kira Larney. Big smile on Larney's face.
She did her job. She hit a big three at a time where Pine Bush was starting to mount a run. So, small contributions like that certainly add up over the course of the basketball. Now Desiree, got to be guarded by Stokes. Girardi now. Girardi and Desiree just passing back and forth. You don't want to do anything risky as they throw it right to Stokes, who has a fast break opportunity. Gets the last to fall.
Stokes is very athletic. If she can hone that athleticism and play a full 4 quarters, man, she's got a bright future.
Absolutely. It should be a team that we'll be seeing. I'd imagine they'll be back here next year.
Well, I'm not sure if we're staying at the AA level. We might be dropping down to A. So if we drop down to A, it means we play teams like Minnesink and Goshen in our division, instead of the bigger schools like the Pine Bushes, the Newburghs, and the Monroe Woodburys.
I did not know about that.
We're always on the cusp of classification. Girardi going back to her left. I don't know what her point total is, but it's impressive. Definitely in the teens, maybe close to the 20 range.
And the clock winds down on a Warwick win. Final score, Cats 48, Pine Bush 34. We will be back in a moment with post-game coverage, including player interviews. So stay tuned.
Cancer, in simple terms, is a disease in which a person's cells grow uncontrollably and spread to other parts of the body. This disease can develop almost anywhere in the human body, resulting in many different types of cancer, some more deadly than others depending on the stage. To go to show how fatal this unfortunate disease really is, did you know that cancer was the second leading cause of death after heart attack in the United States in 2019? In 2019, there were 599,601 cancer deaths, many living with stage 4 cancer living less than 5 years after diagnosis. But what if there was a way to help? The American Cancer Society is a nationwide and community-based voluntary health organization that its main mission is to free the world from cancer. Until that goal is reached, the American Cancer Society will be funding and contracting research, sharing experts' information, and supporting patients and spreading the word about the prevention worldwide. Donate today and help those who fight each day for a better, healthier life.
welcome back to my Mezzetti Gymnasium. It was a dominant win for the Cats. They absolutely controlled Pine Bush the whole game. It was an electric atmosphere. Everyone stepped up. And we actually have Mr. Candia courtside with some of the key contributors from this game.
Welcome to the post game. I'm Ryan Candy for WVTV. Warwick girls basketball gets a great victory over the Pine Bush Bushmen. They're Division II AA champs. With me right now is Megan Desiree. Megan, how does it feel to be a Division II champ?
It feels awesome. We've really been working for this, and it's awesome to win this game tonight and be division champs.
Well, Megan, we covered 2 games for you guys, and I'm really impressed with your defensive play and your movement all over the court. How did you feel about your play tonight?
Thank you. I felt good. Defense is definitely something I like to focus on. I find that when I'm really moving around, getting steals and deflections, it leads to my offense and pushing the ball up the court. So I felt good tonight. I felt like I got a couple steals, and it led to possessions on offense. So yeah.
Well, I'm very impressed with your play. You're a junior, and you guys wrapped up this Division II championship. What's ahead? What's next ahead for the Wildcats during the rest of this season?
Well, we have one more regular season game left on Friday against Newburgh. We plan to win that, and then into hopefully semifinals and then section final, and I'm hoping for section champs and then forward. So yeah.
Well, Megan, great regular season so far. Good luck the rest of the way, and good luck in the playoffs. Also with me is another junior, number 5, Paige Girardi, Quinnipiac commit. Paige, you had 18 points tonight. Talk about your offensive play a little bit.
Well, it's good. I mean, I take pride in scoring and being able to get my teammates open and in rhythm. Started off a little slow, but we picked it up in the second half, and we got good shots. We just got to convert on them.
Well, I was very impressed with your switch of right to left hand and your slashing. That's very good. And so what are your goals for the rest of the way for you and the Wildcats going forward?
Definitely just play our best basketball. I feel like we're starting to get to the point of where we want to be as a team, and division champs is a great start, but our biggest goal is the section, and I feel like it's looking good right now.
Well, I would agree with you, and good luck the rest of the way. Thank you for joining us on the post game. You heard it right here, WVTV, girls basketball Division II champs that look to make a playoff run and the Section 9 title. Let's kick it back to the table with Theodore Fernandez.
Those 2 junior guards are just so great. They have such great chemistry and rapport between each other, and they are the clear anchors of this team. Great to hear from them there. You know, I talked to senior center Sarah Davis before the game. She told me she fully expected this to be a close and competitive game. It was not that. Warwick just showed how good of a team they are. This team looks so primed for a playoff run, a deep playoff run, and we here at WBTV are excited to be a part of covering that. That'll do it for tonight's coverage. For WBTV, I'm Theodore Fernandez.